made to meet the customer needs, and that is by delivering the power of ERP by building a robust and affordable high-end solution. I will take a few minutes just to reason like why and how we have designed this particular solution for the logistics industry. So let us look into the first aspect, which was the business case for the new system, followed by the lookout for the ideal the system that we did, and then the design and the development of the vertical using the ERP. Now when we look into the first, which is the business case for the new system, now here for the logistics system which we have built 5 years ago, which was built with the Microsoft technology, which addressed the challenges of for booking and handling the jobs. Even though the solution addressed the customer challenges for the booking and handling the jobs, the overall solution and the landscape which involved with multiple systems. Now here, when we say multiple systems, with our logistics solution that we built, we had the other systems such as the fleet management, which was handling all the vehicle maintenance history and the costing aspect of it, and then the other vendor who supplied the vehicle tracking. With this vehicle tracking is about where the vehicles are at any one point in time, the whereabout of it, just tracking them. And then the workshop management was the other app, where they can see all the vehicle bookings, the spare parts, and the technicians availability. And then the accounting package, which plays a vital role for any particular business. That was another tool that they have been using. And then the HR management was dealt with another software. And then came the inventory, where all the spare parts which we managed, and this was another app. And then the warehouse management, which was the key for managing all the customers' goods which comes on the transit, so which they hold it for temporarily. And then, as we all know, there is no complete solution without Excel, so that was another one which was part of the landscape of tools, then the Outlook, and then the self-service portal. So when we took this particular project, the challenge was to find a solution where we will be able to bring it all in one place, than having multiple apps or multiple vendors providing different specific solutions. So this was the particular challenge that was given to us to solve for this particular customer, which then made us to make it as a vertical. And there is no one solution in the market that addressed the customer's challenge. And as we were requested, we were intending to look for a holistic solution. And the possible solutions that we had at this point is to build a bespoke solution from the ground up, which is something we did, but now just taking exactly the same approach here is going to be a glorified version of the same system, but then it's going to be the time that's going to take the number of months, if not years, to build this whole bespoke solution, but still the issue is going to still stay, which is about the dependency with other systems. So that was a no-go. Then we looked into the next option that we had, which is about the dynamics, which is something which we have been involved in for the last 12 years, implementing many Microsoft Dynamics engagement solution, and we could see the time scale for the design and development can come down drastically, but the situation is we have to still go with other third-party vendors applications to integrate to cover all other aspects of the solution. So that was a no-go for us either. And this is where we looked into the Odoo ERP, which ticked all the boxes, and our customer was happy to go ahead with this approach. And this is something which really helped us to bring in front of the customer, the business scope, and the user friendly. And this chart really helped us to really take the customer through the journey to make them aware of what's out there in the market and why we are choosing Odoo, which is going to be the ideal platform for us to build this vertical. And here we can see we will be able to bring all different aspects of this particular, here we can see all the different aspects of this solution within this one, which gave us a very good opportunity to build this particular vertical. Now here we will be able to just see how Odoo helped us. Now we had different modules which we did bring in, the sales, fleet, accounting, and the website which was for our self-service portal to build, and then the point of sale, because they also had a store to sell the spare parts, the field service, the purchase module, inventory, the HR system, and also the Outlook and the WhatsApp integration, which came handy. And this is kind of the setup we generally see in our automation when it comes to any logistics automation, where we can have multiple branches spin around in the Europe. One office is in UK where they do mainly the dispatch, warehousing, and also the customer service, whereas in France we have just the dispatch and the warehousing, and they do have another branch in Germany where they just manage the warehouse, and in Spain the customer had the dispatch office, warehousing, and the customer service. So here we can see they have multiple branches in and around Europe. And I would just like to take this opportunity just to show how we have put together a particular scenario, just to show, like let us take this particular customer here, and this customer is looking for a full load which needs to be moved from point A, which is the collection that needs to be made in London. So when we get to know the collection point, and then we know which particular vehicle that needs to be used for this particular purpose, being it's a full load vehicle with the driver involved, and the collection is going to be in Edinburgh. And because we know the collection point and the delivery point, and it is going to be within UK, we have a defined vehicle and a driver, and it's a full load. And the different services that we had here is whether the customer can go for a same day service or the next day service or a 48-hour service, depending on the service. It will be scheduled accordingly with the relevant vehicle and the driver who is available at that very point. And here we can see the movement that happens between London and Edinburgh, and it was a full load. Now here are some screenshots. We will have a live demo, but here are some the screens that I just want to take you through. The customization that we have done here is we have taken the sales module and we have customized in such a way it fits in the logistics industry. Now we have the option to select the customer, and then we have a collection and the delivery address. And if it is a very simple job where it is going to be a point A to point B, then the customer will be able to just use this collection and the delivery point. And if they have multiple departments, then they know which particular department will be involved in this, and then which particular currency, because it's in and around Europe, and also the payment term. Here we can see there is a collection address and a delivery address. This is a customization we did where we can capture the different addresses where we can collect and deliver, and then the order item where we will be able to see all the different goods, the commodities that needs to be transported, and also the sales charge and the cost charge. So the sales charge and the cost charge, that gives a good understanding on what's the cost price to be carried out, and then the difference between those two. Now here we can see this is the point where the collection is being made, and we have recorded the particular vehicle, the driver and the trailer, and also the timestamp, the window when the collection will be carried out. And again, we have a delivery details here where we can see what the item that will be delivered and also the timestamp in which window this will be delivered. So this is another customization, and it's good to mention that we are using the planning here. Because we are using the planning, then we are able to use the slot to manage the collection and the delivery slots. And here we can see all the different sales charge that comes in play and the total, and again here is the costing. So here we can compare between the sales and the cost and what is the profit that they have made on this particular job. So this is one of the customization that we have done, just extending the sales module, and I would just like to take the opportunity to demo the same here. Give me a minute. From the recording that I made. Teams. overall the fuel surcharge for this particular job. And this is the overall the sales costing. So here we can see, depending upon, because this job is going to be carried out within UK, it's all in pound, and we have also managed to get it with the multi-currency as well, which here you will be able to see in the costing side. Once we add the different costing element here, now here we are going to be adding what is the actual cost that is going to incur. Now one is going to be the driver cost, and we have extended it by providing the date where we will be able to mention when this particular job will be carried out, but by which particular driver. And here we can see automatically we pulled in which driver, the vehicle and the driver will be carrying out this particular job. So this is another extension that we have made, so that for each job they will be able to see the costing for the job, and they will be able to see the profit that they have made for this particular job. And also we have managed to set up the different currency that they will be able to provide if there is any change in the currency rate, exchange rate. So here, once we have added the driver cost, now we are adding the per mile cost for the cost as well. And this is a 48-hour service, so the pricing is going to be accordingly done, and the unit price to do the is going to be 2. And that will automatically calculate the profit for us, and we will be able to see the profit here. Now once we have done this particular, now we have captured all the information, and the quote will be sent across to the customer. This is out of the box with the Odoo, which helped us to, so here is the quote that's been sent to the customer, and then we are confirming it, which takes it to the next stage for the sales order. Now, when we are in the sales order, there are different reports that we need to be generating, and this is one of the report, which is the CMR. When a particular goods which has to be moved from within the European region, we have to generate the CMR report, and this is another report that we have generated, and this is one of the report that they need to carry for the customs clearance. And this gives us all the information about the consignee and the detail about the load and all the detail that needs to be as part of this particular CMR report. And now the other report is going to be the delivery note. So this is the note, the report which the driver will be using when the delivery will be made. And here we have customized this report where we have given all the information about the job, which includes when the item is getting collected and the timestamp for it, and the notes that goes with it, along with, and also the different item that needs to be delivered. So this just has all the information the driver will need when they do the delivery, and the signature will be captured when it is delivered, which will be sent back as the proof of delivery. And then now once all this has been handed over to the driver, now it is in progress. At this point, we will be able to see what happens in the planning. Now here we can see in the schedule, we are able to see that we are going to be collecting it and also delivery. So here we have customized the planning in such a way, we are able to see what the vehicle is doing at any one point of time. And when you have n number of vehicles doing multiple jobs, then we will be able to see that all the different vehicles, their movement, and the vehicle tracking will be providing all the information. So the customer will be updated with the information that they need about when they can expect either the collection or the delivery. Now here, as we get it delivered or collected, it's time where we will be able to create the invoice. So it was a ready to invoice where we are able to capture all the information from the job to the invoice. And here we can see we have extended the invoice by capturing the information of the invoice line, all the different services that we have provided, and also the address where the collection and the delivery is being made on the order item, which is the different goods that we have delivered here. So this is the invoice which is extended, so we are able to capture the information. So once we are ready with the invoice, then it will be moving to the next, which will be with the payment. So that covers the customization that we have done, and here we can see how the invoicing, which reflects the changes that we have made, and then we are moving into the payment. So this is like one of the demo that we want to show you, and I just want to continue with the presentation here. And this is going to be the other presentation where we can see this is going to be a multi-collection and the delivery. And in this particular scenario, now we can see we are going to be collecting from London, and then it's going to be delivered in Wales, which is again, it's all going to be within UK. And now we have the collection which is happening with a particular vehicle driver, whereas we can see that there is another collection happening at the same time, and this is going to be in Wales. So this is two different collections is happening with two different vehicles, two different drivers, and it's all coming to the depot, and then it will all be delivered to a different location. And it is just represented. So here we can see both were being collected, and it has come to the depot, and from there those two are getting delivered to Scotland. So this is one scenario where we are able to see two collections are happening, and then it comes to the warehouse and it's being delivered. And there is another scenario which is very similar, where now we can see the customer collection and the delivery that needs to be happening, where for this particular customer the collection needs to be done in London and delivered in Paris. And there is another customer for where we have to be collecting it from Paris and delivering it in Brussels, and then for which it's going to be the same vehicle which will be doing it and the same driver, but it is two different items. And then we have a third customer where the collection will be in Brussels and then delivered in London. For this, it's going to be the service will be per pallet or per ton. And here we can see how the movement is with all the relevant documents. It's moved from UK to France, and then from there it goes to Brussels, and the vehicle comes back from there into UK. Now for this, we do have another demo. In the meantime, I'll just downloading them. Just wait for it. By the time it downloads, let us go through. Here we can see there are three different jobs, and three different jobs, as I showed. This is the first job where it is going to be collected in London and delivered in France, and here is all the information that is required for the collection, and we can see the different information that we have captured along with the order item details as well. And then this is going to be the next job, again very similar, but it is from France to Brussels, and this is the third job. And here we can see all the different charges, and as I said, here it's going to be per pallet, and because it's crossing, we have the ferry charge and the document charge as well. And again, here we can see there is different costing element, and sometimes it can be a European customer where it will be all in euro, and the costing when it comes, then they will all be in pound because that's our base currency. And these are all the three different jobs that we have in the list. And this is some configuration that we have done here, and what this helps us is we can say when a driver goes for a collection, they may need a 2 to 3 hours window, whereas for delivery, if they do need a 1 hour window, so that it will give that window for their collection and delivery. And here the base currency, when it comes to costing, we will be using the base currency to do it. And another functionality that we added is with the duplicate of the job. So if there is another similar job that they do, but they don't want to duplicate all the information, then they will be able to say not to copy some of the information where they have to be, like going for example, it's a different driver, vehicle or the trailer, then that will not get copied. And there are times where they don't want to start from the code, they want to start straight from the sales order, then they will be able to set up this configuration. By that they can start their journey right from the sales order. So this is few settings which can be done based on the department, which department they want. Because each department they have their own different settings here. And here we were able to see, as I mentioned here, we are having all in pound, but then when it comes to the sale, they were all in euro, and it manages with the exchange rate as well in this particular example. So this was other customization that helped us to do, and the planning was really helping us, because when we do have different jobs happening at different time, then they are able to manage it either by the jobs or by driver. Now we are able to see it by driver. In planning, they will be able to see at any one point of time how different drivers are planned, and this is by vehicle. And by vehicle, we are able to see a particular vehicle, what is happening with the collection and the delivery. So this is a different customization, which is by extending the planning, we will be able to manage to get this, and customer is pleased with this customization, where they are heavily relying on this when they are working with multiple jobs traveling around Europe. Now, because for these three different jobs, when we want to do the invoicing, we are able to consolidate them, and depending upon if it is the same customer, different customer, it generates the consolidated invoice or single invoices. So this is the other demo that we wanted to show you. And the further customization that we have done is with the workshop. Just to quickly go through the workshop. So we have done some customization for the workshop, and with the workshop it is for every work that they want to carry out, they have to make sure that they have the starting, the address when a particular workshop job have to be started, and the test code. Test code is something depending on the test that they have to carry out, whether it can be 40 minutes, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, so they would like to know what kind of a test that they will be carrying out for that vehicle, and that will give the duration and the type of the vehicle. Along with that, they have to also capture which technician need to be doing it based on their qualification and their availability. Once we have this key information, then we know when the job will be starting and ending. And once we have the customer detail, the vehicle detail, then we create a job and the job will get completed. In this life cycle, there are chances where either a job may get cancelled or deleted. The difference between the cancellation and the deleting is the cancel will happen if it is like just 5 days before, and at that point there will be a charge, but if it's a delete, if it is beyond 5 days. So that's the difference between cancelling a job or deleting the job. And based on the job that's carried out, there will be inventory adjustment that will be done, and the invoice creation and the payment receiving will also be done accordingly. Now, yeah, so there are some further customization that we have done. I think time is up, so I would like to end it here. But if someone is interested, I will be able to show the more customization that we did it on one-to-one basis. Thank you.